A special report from Channel F, your leader in Fem News. I'm Richard Cockburn, bringing you the latest in the ongoing war of equality. After decades of fighting against the tyrannical regime of the patriarchy, we are pleased to announce the supreme feminist elite forces have been victorious. The radical, misogynistic, cisgendered white shitlord scum have been thoroughly routed, smoted upon the rocks of vengeance. The conquered leaders of the patriarchy surrendered to the supreme feminist Chancellor Sarkeesian of the Feminist Authority, who personally directed the raid from her headquarters at the Vatican, which had finally led to the capitulation of the last sanctuary for toxic masculinity. The divisive leaders of the patriarchy have been in hiding for over a decade after the female liberation freedom fighters toppled the fascist, racist, ableist governments of Western society. The Feminist Protection Agency, who swore to bring an end to the days of greed and corruption of the evil regime, are tonight hailed as heroines for their merciless pursuit of the patriarchy via Tumblr and Reddit. Today the spotlight of justice was shone brightly upon the villainous rape monsters that have plagued the world with their vile, toxic masculinity for the past decade. It came as no surprise to witnesses that the leaders of the rebel movement were all old white men with dastardly black moustaches and sporting fedoras. The city in which the leaders were finally located remains undisclosed at this time, for fear that it may trigger panic amongst the local female population. Trigger warning for all listeners: the following audio will be shocking. The patriarchy has been hiding out in underground bunkers in the undisclosed location when they were raided by the feminist authorities. Feminist law enforcement officers were horrified by what they found. They discovered game consoles, video games that depicted women being in distress, other women being used as background decoration, and even some female characters, clearly suffering internalized misogyny, were fighting alongside their evil shitlord oppressors. Along with the game consoles, the authorities also found a mass archive of metal and rap music. The music, which was banned decades ago, served as a reminder of days past, when music was an expression of misogyny. The lyrics were littered with vulgar profanities, glorified violence against women, indoctrinated men in the belief that rape against women is justifiable, and that violence towards women was perfectly acceptable behaviour under the watch of the patriarchy. A number of feminist law enforcement officers had to be taken from the sickening scene, suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. They were immediately given 6 months leave with full pay and benefits, and would be offered free psychological treatment to assist with recovery. Clearly, these old white scumlords thought that they were above society and immune from feminist law. They believed they had some kind of human right, a free will to choose what music they listened to, what games they played, what movies they could watch, how they could dress and sit and walk. Let this be a lesson to all men everywhere. These kinds of revolting attitudes and behaviours will not be tolerated by the feminist authority. These men are dangerous. Their masculinity has no place in our society. If you hear a man complain, whether he is your son, father, grandfather, husband or brother, be courageous and report them to your local authority. We will help you, help them, by sending them to our re-education program facilities where they can get the proper treatment for their mental deficiencies. Be strong, just listen and believe your local feminist authority, and remember the feminist mantra: an equal life for all.
Equal life does not apply to males. Re-education program may result in tumours, brain damage or even death.